decades, Target was once the poster child for retail. It's not a company that's completely lost its way, but it is a company that's lost its mojo.
Well, we're 60% of our imports coming from China to 30, and we're on a path to get it down to 25. So we've diversified our supply chain to give us more optionality.
Who Target is and what it stands for at this point. The company needs to get back to some of that original feeling that it gave shoppers, but that can be a hard thing to do.
Target doesn't discount items at random. Every markdown follows a strict schedule, like a tactical op that's been rehearsed 100 times. Electronics and kids gear drop on Monday. Women's clothing and pet supplies shift Tuesday. By Friday, auto parts and beauty are quietly reduced. You walk in blind, you pay full price. You walk in with the map, you strike just when the numbers fall. Question is, do you know which day your Target category actually unlocks? Because once you do, that $120 pair of boots suddenly costs you $35.
We're going to try to make sure we can do everything we can to protect pricing, but if there's a 25% tariff, those prices will go up.
When you're a destination for groceries, which is like a weekly, sometimes multi-week, multi-day in a week visit, you have more opportunity to get the customer to buy something else while they're in the store.
Customers really don't like that confused positioning, and it's kind of trying to take a middle of the road position. The problem with being in the middle of the road is you end up getting knocked down from both sides.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Picture a war map laid across the table, but instead of rivers and ridgelines, what stares back at you is the calendar of markdowns most shoppers never notice. Red circles on Monday, strikes scheduled on Tuesday. By Friday, the last pieces fall. To the untrained eye, a Target store looks calm, aisles neutral. But behind the shelves sits a clockwork system, controlled, rehearsed, tactical.
Target has been seen as being, not quite so good value for money over recent years. And people have said, look, let's give Walmart a try, especially for grocery and some essential stuff. And again, once they've tried it, they're not going back. There are empty shelves because products not being bought out from the stockroom. There are longer lines at the registers because Target doesn't have enough staff to open those registers. Target has almost become a victim of its own success because it's grown a lot, especially online. A lot of the basics in many stores are being neglected.
Target's problems are much bigger and more complicated. It's dealing with inflation as people are buying less wants and more needs.
Most shoppers walk in thinking discounts fall randomly, like debris from the sky. They assume luck decides whether a price tag holds or breaks. That is false. The markdown system follows a strict plan, with each day used to move supplies, rotate stock, and create pressure points on specific categories. It is not chaos. It is maneuver. To treat it as random is to march blind into contested ground without reconnaissance. That lack of mission brief costs you. Walking clueless, you spend extra. Your cart fills with overpriced gear. Your budget bleeds. A soldier without intel wastes ammo, and a consumer without awareness wastes cash. The difference is clarity. One side enters armed with timing, while the other drifts into ambush. The first strike lands on Monday. Electronics shift downward. Kids' clothing follows. Big-ticket items that looked solid the day before suddenly bend under pressure. Tuesday changes the zone of attack. Women's apparel takes the hit, along with pet supplies.
Target, one of America's biggest and most beloved retailers, known for its large and airy stores, a wide selection of products at affordable prices, and some of the most exciting partnerships in retail.
To get on top as a favorite retailer, but it's even harder to stay on top, especially in a digital age where customers' attention spans are shorter. The idea of a joyful, fun shopping experience that's colorful and will introduce you to items you didn't even know that you wanted or needed.
By the middle of the week, Wednesday clears the path on health products and baby gear. Then the hammer on Thursday, home goods and shoes, items with high demand but deeper wiggle in price. Friday closes the week with beauty products, jewelry, and auto parts trimmed out. Everyday focuses on a section. Everyday offers ground you can seize if you arrive prepared. Consider a pair of boots priced at $120. On Monday, hold your fire. Wednesday, still too soon. By the following Thursday, markdown timing aligns. Shelf tags cut the number again and again until it rests at $35. That is a 70% drop. To the outsider, it looks lucky. To the informed, it is like striking an enemy's flank at the exact weak point you scouted days earlier. Precision, not chance. But the field markers go deeper. Stickers contain coded signals. Look to the upper right-hand corner of that bright red clearance tag. Numbers appear, plain but ignored. 15, 30, 50, 70, 90. Each figure is a clear percentage, a broadcast of how far the item has fallen. A 70 tag is approaching its final phase. A 90 is the endgame, the last and lowest mark before the item is swept out. That is as definitive as map coordinates printed on the page. Ignoring them is like refusing to read the orders printed on the briefing sheet in your pocket. Even the end digits of a price tell you the stage. An item marked at 12.98 is not stable. That 8 acts as a red flare. It signals the price is likely to shift lower in the next cycle. A tag ending with 4, like 17.94, is the last stand. No further cuts after that figure. It is finished, final. To overlook it is to misread the terrain, believing another opportunity exists when the trail is already closed. Now adjust your sensors. The shelf tag may lag behind the true price. The Target app is the live feed. Think of it as a drone camera giving you the real-time position of forces, while the posted tag is yesterday's map. Scan the item in-app. If the number is lower, you can call it out and the store honors it. That is direct intel, and it can catch reductions the eye alone would miss. When you hold all 3 factors, weekday rhythm, sticker codes, and digit endings, you wield more than awareness. You carry foresight. You no longer wander the store hoping for a break. You enter with confidence, your moves already charted. That is the shift. The store stops being a maze of chance and instead becomes a battlefield you've mapped before stepping through the doors. Target's clearance system isn't chance, it's doctrine. Every markdown, every ending digit, every coded sticker forms a playbook sitting in plain view, waiting for the trained eye. You're not rolling dice when you shop this way. You're executing a mission with timing, intel, and control. The discipline saves you resources, the planning keeps you ahead, and the payoff stacks with every trip. Walk in unprepared and you surrender margin without resistance. Walk in with the map and you dictate the outcome. Subscribe and join a community that seeks to outthink every system, whether in combat or on the shopping floor.